All right. Luis Antigua, thanks for joining me.
No problem.
I
Thank you for
appreciate
having me.
I appreciate you making the time. For someone watching, tell us about you, your business, what area you serve.
Yeah, so I've been doing real estate for about 5 years. And yeah, I mean, I'm just going in full, do it full time. I actually started part time. Actually, when I met Dan, I was part time. But yeah, I'm just trying to crush it and, take my business to the next level. And, not many people in my family have like reached success or been able to break out of the life that we all live, which is, if I'm being honest, like my family is a lot more, I guess you would say, poor. There are not many like rich individuals in my family, and I want to change that. I want to set an example.
I love that. I'm gonna go one step further because when I first met you, before the coaching and everything, but
Hmm.
when I first met you, you had just had an accident. You were in a wheelchair.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I when I met Dan, I was in my second year of real estate, and I just was recovering from an accident. I remember I was in the walker. You see
Yeah.
me in the office in the walker. I was just showing up, trying to get it done however I could. And I mean, at that time, I can tell, like from the beginning when I met Dan, he kind of shed that light in me that I started to believe in myself. I feel like a lot that was missing is that belief, and you really did give me that.
I love that, man. I'm glad I could give that to you. So
Hmm.
then fast forward, you've been in business a few more years. You recovered
Yep.
from the accident.
Yep.
But before we started officially coaching together, so what were some of the struggles you were having as a real estate agent at that time?
Well, a lot of it had to do with the belief in actually believing in myself. I was very inconsistent, just running all over the place. I didn't really have a structure or a way to measure things. So I was really struggling with that. I actually 3, 4 times almost contemplated quitting real estate altogether. You know, but then I met you. You reached out to me one day. Hey, said, "Hey, Lewis, I think it would be great, for me to coach you," and we started it since then. And I can tell you that since then, my business has almost tripled in what I've done, to a point where I don't even like believe it. Sometimes I'm like in my head, like, "Oh, is this like this is crazy? It's success beyond my belief that you made possible in showing me that I can do it."
I love it, man. You've definitely worked it all the way through, and you just
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
all that success. So what are some of the things, share some of that experience? What are some of the things that I've taught that you've put in place that helped you achieve that success? Give us the roadmap. What are the bricks that built the wall?
Absolutely. So, I mean, a lot of the things is with structure and the things that you teach us on how to manage our time, what to do, what activities to do that will actually get us paid instead of, doing activities that, we can outsource. So, you taught me how to bring my business from a hustle to an actual, business that, has a structure, has a plan. And, that really brought my business to the next level. And, whenever we do the calls, your energy is on the top. Like, and that energy, I believe energy transfers through people. And, every time I go on the call, I may not be feeling the best. I may have a bad morning, but when we're on that morning call on Monday, we share all our wins. Everybody's like crushing it. And that energy just carries throughout me through the whole week, you know? So I feel like being in the group and what you created, and I've seen it from the beginning, which is actually so wonderful to see what growth that the team has become. And when I first started, like I said, I was struggling to do maybe one deal a month, two deals a month. And now, since I've been training with you, it's been consistent. I mean, it's been 3 to 4 deals a month, consistent, and it's been crazy. It's just been a wonderful ride, and without you, I really believe that it wouldn't be possible.
I appreciate that. You put in the hard work as well,
Hmm.
and I agree with you. I think the community aspect is one of the best things we have is
Hmm.
everybody together regularly. How about let's talk about some of the specific like tactical systems. one of the things you jumped on early was the Facebook Marketplace ads.
Yep.
Had a lot of
Yep.
success with that. So tell us about that.
So the Facebook Marketplace absolutely changed my business. I actually was doing it since I started, but you helped me take it to another level to the point where I was generating rental leads, and even I generated buyer leads from the Facebook ads, and it was insane. I was able to communicate with so many people that really changed my business, the Facebook ads.
Hmm.
And not only that, but you taught me how to cold call, and I have also generated business through there on how to reach out to people outbound. And you really have taught me on how to call the for sale by owners, expireds. There's so many things that you have taught us, that really have helped my business, but definitely the Facebook ads have been one of the biggest ones.
I love that. Tell us the story.
Mhm.
I think this is a fun story. Tell us the
Yeah.
story about the yacht dockage.
Yeah, that is insane. So through the Facebook ads, uh, I actually posted one of the ads that you recommended, houses with docks available. And a gentleman, he contacted me. He said, "Hey, I'm looking for a rental with where I can park my yacht." So I'm like, "Hey, let's get onto it. Let's get it done." Found him a few properties. We looked at them. He absolutely loved it. But then he found out that he would rather buy a property instead. Funny enough, the gentleman himself is a broker that works in Pennsylvania, and he came here. He parks his yacht here, so he ended up. I didn't get the rental for him, but he loved my service. He loved how I was very communicative. He ended up buying his property, and I didn't really hear from him for like 3 months. Out of nowhere, like on 3 months from there, he gives me a call. Hey, Louis, I got the great opportunity for you. Just from that Facebook ad, I got somebody to call me 3 months later to give me a $10,000 opportunity.
Yeah, amazing, right?
So
Yeah.
it's
So,
like,
so you
and
ended
it's
up
free.
so
It's
you
free.
ended up renting just so everyone knows. He bought a house with a ton of dockage. He didn't
Yep.
need all of it for his boat. So
Yep.
he came back and hired you to rent out the rest of his dock space, and you made 10 grand on that.
Exactly. So I didn't help him find the house because I mean he was a broker. He negotiated that on his own, but I did such a great service that he was like, "Hey, let me call Louis." I liked Louis so much that he could have done it himself, the dock rental, but he chose to work with me and gave me that opportunity. And from one free ad, from a couple of clicks on Facebook, 10 grand was made.
That's the best.
Yep.
That's fantastic. So tell
Mhm.
me, how would you say, in summary, how does your business compare now versus before we started coaching?
Well, it's a whole different business. It's very clear. I'm waking up knowing what I need to do. Felt like before it was clouded, like a cloud in my head. I wake up, you don't know what to do, what activities. Now I have a whole platform. We send out weekly emails, we send out quarterly texts. We do all the things to keep up with our database that I actually, like I was saying, made my business into an actual business instead of like chicken running around.
I love it, man.
So it's
Good
like
work.
I would say that with your coaching, it's there's no price to it. Like, with the price that you're allowing us to get in is really everybody should join. I feel like everybody could benefit from this coaching and take your business to the next level. And not only me as like an agent that's newer, right? Because I'm only 4 years, 5 years in the business, but in the group, there's actually mega agents in there that have groups that have like their own team, and there's no limit to the coaching with Dan. I mean, however far you want to go, he'll take you there if you put your part.
I love it, man. I definitely appreciate that, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
true. Try to help everybody. It's one of the things I love about our
And I
community.
wanted to say one more thing because I
Yeah.
remember I was really going through a tough time. And I reached out to you. I said, Dan, hey, look, I don't think I can pay for the coaching group anymore. Bills are getting tight. I wasn't closing many deals at the time. I had some personal problems going on. And how I can really tell that Dan cares about, who he coaches, and it's not just about the money for him. He said for me to stay in the group until I can continue paying again. And I was able to stay in the group for 4 months while I was able to get my stuff together. And then I got back into, making my payment. But that kind of shows you any other coach, could have just let you go. They don't really, you're just another number to them. But with Dan, he really cares. And he said, hey, Lewis, stay, just keep joining the group. And when you get better, I'm here, we'll figure it out. So that alone kind of tells you what kind of man Dan is. And, when you're trying to take your business to the next level, like, I am, you need somebody by your side that's going to support you in the good and the bad.
That's it, brother. I love
Hmm.
that. And I'm glad we could do that. I'm glad you didn't give up because
No, no,
now you
no,
build a
no.
business you don't ever have to walk away from.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's fantastic. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate for that. I couldn't ask for a better, uh, testimony for it than that. I guess if you think that someone had, well, actually, here's what I want to ask you. Tell everybody, where's the business now? How's your year going? We're sitting in August. How much
Yeah.
money you
So,
make?
so my year to share with everybody was to make $100,000 this year. Last year it was the same goal. I reached about 40% there, 45%, and this year I'm already at 67%. I'm already at 67,000, and we're not even close to the end of the year.
Yep.
With the roadmap that I have built with Dan, we built a plan. In this next 3 months, we're gonna get the rest of that 100,000, and that was really my goal. From there, just take it up higher and higher to be able to build my business to the next level. But like again, is sometimes it's like unreal to me. Like, I used to work before I was a real estate agent at Dish Network. I was working from 6 a.m. sometimes to 12 a.m. at night. I would get home, this was for 25 an hour. I felt trapped. Felt trapped, and I feel like this real estate business has gave me the freedom to improve myself and actually think. I go to the gym every day. With Dan also, it's not just about like the business too. That's another thing. You've helped me not only with my business but with my personal life. With tips that you give. Hey, how to balance your personal life and your business. And it's always been great. Like honestly, I can't thank you enough, man. I
That's
can.
awesome, man. I love it. I love to see all the success. So I love.
Mhm.
So we've already built. Last year you ended the year 45,000. This year we're in August. You already got 67,000. So
Correct.
you
Correct.
beat
Yeah.
last year already by more than 20%. And we're gonna get 100 by the end of the year. You got plenty of
We
time.
got one listing active right now. We got two buyers looking. Like we're gonna make it happen. It's
You're gonna
gonna
make it
happen.
happen. I love it, brother. Oh man, thank you so much for
No problem, man.
sharing your story with us. I know that you're going to light somebody up and help
Yep.
build their business to the next level. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely, Dan. It's been a pleasure, and it's just the truth.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks, Lois.